Hey, girl.
Your hair's really ugly today. Tried to snatch it later. And that's on period.
Period.
Alright, what's going on here?
Check it.
Excuse you?
Check it. Like,
Hit the door. The only thing that's on period is this classroom.
Always got something.
Anyway, today's book assignment is going to be, alright, make sure you do your work.
Are you down for me? Oh yeah. When you pull up, will you ride for me? Will you ride for me? Fake friends, they come and go. Real friends, they never vote. I need a friend that gives me loyalty. Are you down for me? Are you down for me? Pull up, I need you to pull up. I need to know you want call away.
Yo, that was tight. Run it back.
Oh yeah. Row one, I need me in day one. Popping with that good energy. I don't mix well with the drama, so I gotta keep it 50 feet from ya. You're my girl, I got your back. Ain't talking behind your back. Ain't nobody realer than you and me. Are you down for me? Are you down for me? Oh yeah. When you pull up, will you ride for me? Will you ride for me? Fake friends, they come and go. Real friends, they never vote. I need a friend that gives me loyalty. Are you down for me? Are you down for me? I won't let nobody stop my shine. I keep moving like I want to. Do what I wanna do. Me and my girls to the left and right. Yeah, you keep talking, we gon' be alright. Yeah, we gon' be alright. If you real, keep it real. Say yeah. If you real, keep it real. Say yeah. Oh, nah.
I would never lie, that's so immature. I would never lie. I got her back on God, even in the storm. Got her back for God. Love and loyalty, that would never die. That would never die. One car, I'll pull up like an exercise. Right. I'll switch sides, I'm the same one. I'm all 100, I ain't changed one. Main one from the day one. I'ma stay down till we come up. Right. Look, if you down for me, when I win, you win. You can get this bag with me.
Are you down for me? Are you down for me? Oh, yeah. When you pull up, will you ride for me? Will you ride for me? Fake friends, they come and go. Real friends, they never vote. I need a friend that gives me loyalty. Are you down for me? Are you down for me?
Hey guys, we need to stop fighting, okay? Yeah, sure.
Are you down for me? Are you down for me? Oh, yeah. When you pull up, will you ride for me? Will you ride for me? Fake friends, they come and go. Real friends, they never vote. I need a friend that gives me loyalty. Are you down for me? Are you down for me?
Wow, welcome everybody to the zone. I am Neicy Tribbett, the founder of Neicy T's Kidz Biz, where we provide unlimited opportunities for gifted children in the arts, as well as the marketplace. And we just saw the brand new video by Paris J featuring Young Dylan, Are You Down? The name of the video is Down. It's available. It's released today. It's available today for you all. And it's her contribution to anti-bullying. And we're going to be talking more to Paris J in just a few minutes. But I want to welcome you all to the zone, the anti-bullying zone. Listen. We got a great show in store for you today. I'm so excited about today. We often do, showcases and open mics, but we want to just sit everybody down today and let's talk about this serious matter of bullying. Studies have shown that bullying peaks around the ages of 11 and 13. And there is no agreed definition of bullying. It could take many forms: physical, verbal, social, and it can be very, deliberate, and like, someone keeping somebody out of a group. It's all types of forms that you can find bullying in. And not only that, but it causes distress and at times extreme distress. And there are numerous of different definitions, again, that were written by it. But most researchers now agree that it's hard to distinguish bullying from other types of undesirable behavior. You know, how somebody just, you don't know whether or not they're picking on you or are they really pressing you. So the one way to really define that is if the victim is significantly hurt or upset. That would define whether or not that action of that person is bullying him or whether they just playing. Okay, if it affects them and they cannot defend themselves, baby, you're being bullied. So today we have who I call champions that's going to come and talk to us about their experiences. They're going to be very transparent about their experiences, about their being bullied, and they're going to be transparent about how it affected them and what they had to do to get out of it. All right. And we hope that whatever they do and say, it will bless you. But before we move on to our champions, I've got to bring to the stage now my girl. I met her a few years ago and we just clicked from the start. I love her. She's crazy as all out. So y'all just bear with her. And when she get out of hand, just press your, stretch your hand towards your device because you're going to have to pray for her. But she is the voice that you hear on the morning show on Kirk Franklin's Praise on Sirius XM channel 64. And you can follow her on Twitter or whatever her social media sites are, and she'll let you know that. But please welcome my girl, my friend, Gina Rodgers.
Yes.
A mess, a real mess.
Man,
how are you?
Oh, girl, I'm so good. I'm here with my mom in Texas, and we're just, riding out this pandemic. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Trying not to be bullied.
Right.
Bully folks.
Awesome. Tell us about your experiences, if you had any, with being bullied, or if you knew of someone and how you helped them throughout it all.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that, I was thinking about this recently. I have been bullied. I mean, because I'm from East Texas. I talk like this, and I've always talked like this. And if you've ever been to Texas, as a little kid, everybody wants to fit in. I don't sound like everybody else. And, again, I'm much more sane today than I ever was as a child. So,
Thank God.
Hallelujah. So consequently, my filter was real loose and everything. So I would just pretty much say what came to mind. And they would get me all kinds of stuff. Oh, you talk like you're white and all this stuff. Of course, I had a bad habit. I corrected a teacher once because she was saying particularly and regularly, and I didn't understand. And I'm raising my hand. Excuse me, isn't that particularly and regularly? 10 years later, I ran into her when I was grown. She said, "Oh, I see you're still talking proper." I said, "Yes, but now they pay me for it." So
that's what I'm talking about.
But you know what? I think that's the thing. When you are being bullied, because it's such an attack of the enemy, they're attacking you in the place where your gift is.
Mm-hmm.
It's an attack on, because it's easier to stop something at the beginning than try to break it down at the end. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that's why I think this is so important, because these children are being attacked in their gift areas. And even if it's not if you're a personality, like these kids are personalities, these kids are singers, they're performers, they are going to be in front of people. Their talent, the talent that God gave them, puts them in a position to be in front of people. So if they can be attacked in that self-esteem area, in that area that is going to propel them to greater and higher heights early, then it neutralizes them early. And that's why it's so important to get it now.
Yes.
Before you let that thing manifest and become something that cripples you for the rest of your life.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Such a good point. Such a good point. Those of you who are listening, please like and share and give your comments. We would love to hear what you have to say. Not only that, if you have any questions regarding anything that you're going through, please feel free to text your questions and we will address it or have our guests to address it. So we're ready now. We're going to call to the stage now this young lady. She's 15 years old. She's a new artist from North Carolina. She's an eager performer. She has appeared on Kids Apollo. She was featured in numerous publications for Level 21 magazine. And she started her own show, Paris J Music Notes, and she's just an all-around girl. She knows how to deal with kids, and not only that, but she has been going around having tours. She began her mobile anti-bullying tour, which stops in many cities and schools, skating rinks, and local YMCA locations, and this is just great. She's determined to spread that word and putting an end to bullying. Please welcome now Paris J. Hey, how you doing, Paris? You got to unmute your phone. Unmute, baby. Unmute the device. And there you go. How you doing, boo?
I'm good. How are y'all?
You doing well. We're doing well. Before we go further, can you just tell us about that video that we opened up with?
Well, yes, that's my music video called Down with Young Dylan. Basically, the song was written for my anti-bullying tour. Everything kind of got pushed back because of the pandemic, so we were supposed to have been released it when school started back, but then everything got pushed back. People were back on virtual, so we decided now to go ahead and put it out because we realized that since people are in the house, people are on social media, and also people are still getting bullied even though they're at home. So we just talked about it, talked to my manager about it. I talked to other people who were associated with the video, and we decided that now would be a good time to put it out. But yes, I was very eager to get this video out here, and I'm very excited, and I'm ready to see where it goes, and I'm ready to see positive things happen from it. So yes.
So you talked about cyberbullying. Tell us about that.
Cyberbullying. I have actually been in a situation that involved cyberbullying. I feel like bullying period. I feel like if a person is a bully, I feel people always try to assume that people who are bullies are going through something that's just to where they want to be mean or they just want to cause a negative impact. Me personally, I feel like bullies most of the time are going through something themselves and they put it out on other people. What I feel like with cyberbullying, a lot of bullying for me that I've experienced and with other kids that I know goes through social media. Especially now with kids who are home and not at school. As you can see, bullying has still been going on. It's risen in certain areas. In my areas, it's risen. People are fighting, meeting up places to fight, cause drama just because they're on social media communicating with people. Somebody, he said, she said. I feel like that just you would think that because people are home in their own environments, they're keeping their social distancing with people, you would think that bullying would calm down, but it's actually risen from what I have experienced. And I feel like social media is a big part of that. Like on the weekdays when I was in school before this pandemic happened, and I'm starting back to do it now, I didn't have my phone during the weekdays. That was a choice that I made with my parents. I felt like social media really just starts everything, even though we were in person. If you stay off of social media and cause yourself to impact yourself in a positive way, I feel like it will help you to not be involved in all of this drama. So really, I do feel like social media has a lot to do with cyberbullying and all that in that situation. Because I've experienced social media bullying.
Okay, I have a question because you said that even in the midst of this pandemic, people are still dealing with this bullying. Now, my question is this: do they not know that the Rona is real? I mean, because when you fight, I'm just saying, when you fight, in order, okay, nobody has 6 foot long arms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and if it is
social distance and fight. So, like, I mean, help me understand.
I I keep my social distancing. I haven't even been going around performing like I wish I could. I haven't been in the studio like I wish I could. But honestly, I can say that when I go out, I notice people aren't really respecting social distancing rules. I notice that I try to stay, well, in my area, Greenville, North Carolina, Winterville, North Carolina, I see that a lot. And I think it's because where I live at is more of a smaller kind of city area. Everybody kind of knows each other. So I guess they just feel like, it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal because
I was going to say that Rona really doesn't care that you know each other. It's
yeah.
airborne.
Yeah.
So, and I guess my thing is, and again, I know that the mindset is different for people that want to bully, because I think it's a mindset too. Hurt people do hurt people, but you gotta want to do some of this stuff. I don't think it's worth my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, study shows that cyberbullies can spread false rumors with a viral speed on social media, and they can try to falsely impersonate you in such a manner that they'll mischief someone in your name. There's sexual harassment through cyber bullying, and especially to women. And then the thing about on the internet or on social media, long after the active bully has stopped, it stays up there. That malicious information can linger on the internet and cause more harm. So this is something that people have, they have nothing better to do. Even if they don't meet you in person, they will, attack you through social media. Yeah. So I think, Paris, that the best thing you could have done was to shut it all down and let it not, invade your space. So I think that's a great, great thing to do and a great advice. Great advice. Good for you. Thank you for your time. Okay.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
All right. Gina, can you introduce the next champion, the next guest, the next advocate?
The next advocate, Miss Jada Redmond. Okay. Now she deals with the 3 A's, which I love: arts, academics, and athletics. She's, clearly she's an artist. She's a beautiful girl. She runs, she does all these things. And yet she's been experiencing bullying, but she's been able to combat it, because not only is she, she knows how, she has her skill set, but she has a real good story. She needs to come on and tell it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jada Redmond.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Can I say this? Speaking of Redmond, we're all wearing red today for solidarity. So we are red. Okay. Tell us about your story, girlfriend.
So, I first experienced bullying when I was in the 2nd grade. I was one of the only Black children in the class, which I still experience today. But another Black individual, it was only 2 of us, and she just decided to target me. And she just told me, you think you're better than everybody, just the sayings that you get all the time. And she was like, you think you're all that because your parents are together and your family is together. And as Parrish Day said earlier, that the bullies, most of the time, they have something going on with themselves. And we actually found out that things in her home were not the way that they were in my home. So what was missing in her life and what was in mine, she targeted that. And also, as Miss Gina said earlier, what they pick on is your strong point. She picked on me having, my father being there for me, and my father is my strong point. He does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes for music and all of that. So I do believe that bullies do have something going on with themselves, and I do believe what they pick on is your strong point.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah. And that's a good point. Very good point. And so how did you fight that off? How did you overcome that?
I had a very involved teacher, very involved. We did this thing called our secret notebook. She bought me this notebook and she gave it to me one day and she said, whatever happens, write it in the book.
Mm.
So I wrote everything in the book, and at the end of the day, I would lay it on her desk. And I was in her afternoon class. So after everybody left, she'd read the notebook and we'd talk about it. And she'd also kind of get my my other teachers involved, because like related arts and things like that, she would let the related arts teachers know what was going on and be like, make sure that they do not come in close contact, make sure that they're separated. So my teacher was very hands-on. I still love her till this day. She we actually still communicate. She's one of my favorite teachers, but she was hands-on. She made sure nothing happened to me. And if anything did happen to me, she was contacting. She stayed on top of it. My parents knew what was going on. Her parents knew what was going on. And she just stayed involved. And I believe that that really helped my situation. Because if the teacher was not involved, I feel like the whole situation would have just hit a whole other level that it shouldn't have gotten to. And I'm glad that it didn't. So I'm very thankful that my teacher was involved.
Now, here's my question. Did you go to your teacher, or did your teacher just observe what was going on?
I actually went to my dad because there was one day we were on the way to school and I was like, don't drop me off. No. Because I loved school in elementary school. I was like, I don't want to be here. Don't want to be with these people. Take me home. This is not where I want to be. And my parents communicated like how I was feeling to my teacher. And from then on, she was just all in.
Okay, that's good. And that's important. I think when a lot of times people, especially adults in those situations, sometimes they want to try to let kids resolve them. But sometimes, it's necessary to intervene. And I don't know that it needs to be super heavy-handed, but the way your teacher did it was really amazing.
Yeah.
With the whole secret notebook and stuff, that was really amazing because it gave you a safe space to communicate what was going on and not necessarily put it out there in front of this other girl who was gonna, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a really ugly situation had she not handled it the way she did. Mm-hmm. So I think that's amazing. And now there's a bullying worksheet that we have available because again, when we talk about bullying, there is, every situation is going to be different. Mm-hmm. And we have a worksheet that'll help you figure out how you need to handle your situation, how your situation can be more alleviated. I think we have it available for downloads, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Just go to neicy.com and you'll be able to download it and you can look on the screen. The information is on the screen. And we appreciate you, Jada, for sharing. I feel that what your teacher advised you to do was like journal. And that's, everybody's doing now journaling. And do you still do that today?
Sometimes I do. Yes, ma'am. Not all the time, but certain times I do have a journal in my room.
That's your book, girl.
So as you wrote it out, did you feel relief? Was
yes,
that
ma'am.
your, mm-hmm. Okay.
Because so I feel like it's, more important to, venting. I don't believe that it's important to vent to people because they can use that and like flip it and like put it on you, blast your information. So if you need to vent to God, and you can also write in the book. It helps relieve all of that.
Awesome. Awesome. We appreciate you sharing with us this afternoon. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And we're going to hear more from her through her music in just a few minutes. And now we're going to bring to the stage Jhala Angelique. Jhala Angelique. She is, she's a wonderful, she's 12 years old. She's not 12. Nah, she can't be 12. But at 12 years old, she was a singer, activist, and an author. She was like one of the ones that was celebrated at Taste of Soul. And that is in Los Angeles. It's a acclaimed competition called Star Quest. You know that, right, Gina?
I do. Yeah, well, I used to live in LA. So Taste of Soul is like a whole day and it's outdoors and it's so much fun. They have all this great stuff. So for her to make that stage, she was in front of a lot of people. She did her thing. Yes.
And so she said she was born to sing, but she's not on right now. So we're going to move on. She had to step away. So we're going to move on to the next one. All right, Gina, you're going to...
Is that our girl Chloe-Olivia?
That's our girl Chloe-Olivia.
And we call her our girl because she has been with Neicy T's Kidz Biz since the beginning. And she is an amazing singer, songwriter, and a bully activist. And the thing that I love about her is that through all she's gone through, she's become confident and she knows her gifts and she's able to flow in them really amazingly to the glory of God and to, to help other people. So I think it's amazing what she's doing. And like I said, that's our girl, Chloe-Olivia. Come on here, girl.
Woo!
Hey everyone, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So Chloe, you need to tell us your story because what's going on?
Listen,
Can
you hear me? Is there an echo
or something? Yeah.
So I tell you what we're gonna do. We're going to put Chloe backstage. Jayla's back. Jayla, you missed this amazing intro I made for you. But Jayla is back, and you know how it is with technology. You run into these little snags, so we're okay. So Jayla has penned a lot of songs for so many people, and she was bullied just like Jada. She was the only Black one in the classroom, and she was bullied there. And later she heard about kids that were bullied committing suicide. And she told her mom she wanted to be a voice to change that. And here she is today. Jay, here she was. She's having technical difficulties because of her Wi-Fi.
But you know what, though? We're not going to let the devil steal our joy. We're not going to let the devil steal this situation. Because this is too important. It's too important because our kids are not being told the right things. And they believe that if they kill themselves, that it'll be all right. But that's a permanent solution to what can be a temporary problem.
Right.
So they know to that.
Amen. Jayla's back. Jayla, can you hang in there for us to talk to us? Can you hang in there with us to talk to us?
Oh, girl.
Yes.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No problem.
I'm good. I'm really, really good.
Share us your story.
Well, the first time I experienced bullying, I was in kindergarten, first grade. It was early. It was really, really early. But I want to say my worst experience was in second grade. I would, like the first day of school, it was okay. Everything was like good. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really, really good. Stop. Hold on 1 second. DJ. Okay.
Okay, that sounded like a good story.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because she's in Los Angeles. And what a lot of people don't understand about Los Angeles is that the Wi-Fi can be crazy because of the mountains.
Okay.
Depending on what area of town she's in.
Got it.
It's a real crazy situation. So we just, we know we know she got a good story. I can already tell. I'm excited.
Right. Are you back, sweetheart? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I am back.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes.
So go ahead, finish the story.
Okay. But like the first day of school, it was okay. Everything was like, it was good. Then about a couple weeks later, everything started getting so much worse. It was like the kids that were playing with me couldn't play with me anymore. They're like, I'm sorry, I can't play with you. Like, I don't, like that. They alienated me basically. They said they didn't like the color of my skin because I was the only Black kid in my class. I was the only brown skinned kid in my class. They thought I was too tall. They just, it was hard. They really just, I was very alienated and everything. And it was like all of my classmates, everyone would stay away from her, or this, that, and the other. They like, because I'd always know singer, of course. So when we would sing the national anthem, or the Pledge of Allegiance, I would sing how I sing, and they would say, "Stop singing. Stop singing. You just no, just stop, because I'm trying to sing and you're just overdoing it." And I'm like, I'm just singing how I sing because myself.
Wow.
That
Right?
hate is so real.
So it was like that, and exactly, I was very much hated, very much hated. And different things would happen, and they would go tell the teacher, and everyone would, for anything happened, anything in the class happened, it was Jayla's fault. Every time.
Wow.
They would everyone piggyback each other, or just help each other. I would be the only one out of the whole class that was by myself. Right? And so later, we actually found out that the teacher was instigating the bullying.
What?
Yes. The teacher was instigating the bullying. Yes. And on top of that, it was like, even like how they have where on the playground they have like the adults watching the children or whatever. Something would happen, I would fall, right? The other girls are still standing up because they would, come taking turns hitting me and everything. So they would do that, and the playground ladies would just look away like I didn't see anything. But then if something happened where it was like that hurt, or the kids would just fall, right? The playground ladies would be like, "What did you do? What did I do?"
Wow.
Either I'm the one on the ground, or they just automatically like, "Oh, she hit me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do any of that."
Wow.
Right? But then at the same time, with all of that going on, I didn't know how to tell my mom. It was just, I couldn't just like, "Mom, just say it." I couldn't just do that. So I didn't tell my mom, right? But while all this is going on, I went from a very, very high energy kid, like always, very adventurous and everything. That very, very low, very just not wanting to do anything. You know what I mean? But how I got over that,
Yes,
was with the help of my doing some of the things that I really, really love to do. Yeah, writing songs with my sister and everything.
Yeah, that
So that is how you overcame it, by putting all of those energies into writing songs. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And well done. I'm always amazed when, again, I can't imagine I remember, because I used to work with children. Don't tell nobody. It was a long time ago.
Okay, we won't.
But I remember, like, I would see different things. So I can't imagine how they would just look and see things going on and not do anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I snatched any children. Nobody can really say that. But but if I saw some things going on, I have intervened, because I don't think that's right.
In other words, snatched.
You can't make me say it again.
Okay.
But there's children that know how their necks right through here. I pull something out.
And if you're not going to be there for the children, why be a teacher?
Thank you. But you know what, though? Can I tell you something? That is why I believe that teaching is a calling. Because, okay, so let's be real clear. Teaching is not a calling that I got. So that whole work with the children thing.
Yes.
Lord, we just thank God that they all made it out. Even though I'm to work with children, I know that you have to care for children.
Right.
And there has to be a care for the children. Because to me, and I think there's so many layers to what you went through, Jhala, because there was that racial component that, I'm really that, because if you're the only Black child and everything is being blamed on you could very easily, take that to mean that something's wrong with you. you know? And that's just not cool. And I think, and just the thoughts I was having, I think the reason it was hard for you to tell your mother, because I'm sure you didn't understand. You weren't doing anything wrong. You were just living, and everything that went on wrong with you was being blamed on you. It's like, how do you say that? Mm. Well, I'm just glad you made it
Exactly.
out. I'm so glad you made it
Yeah.
out of that, because that could have been so
And
much uglier. Do you still go to that? Are you
I
still in that same
did.
system of school? You like, you know?
No.
Okay, good.
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, because I would
I
imagine it
see
would not be good.
how I more so got out of it was, yeah. How I more so got out of it was, like my mom, she started seeing like the changes in my behavior, and she, sat and was like, okay, what's going on? Like the happy, upbeat Jayla that you regularly are. And I told her everything that was going on. So she immediately took me out of that school.
Good.
I'm homeschooled now, of course.
Well, everybody is.
I was able to really open up to her when she sat me down. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, but that's good. I'm so glad your mom took action and was there for you. And we thank you so much, Jhala Angelique, for sharing your story. All right. And we're going to hear her
Thank
song.
you.
You're welcome. We're going to see her video in just a couple of minutes. Everybody just hang on in there. Thank you, Jhala. All right. So let's bring back Chloe-Olivia.
Is she back? Is she back?
Hey. Can you guys hear yourselves? Is there echo?
Much better.
Okay, cool.
Take it away, Gina.
So first of all, tell us what was going on with you. Tell us your story.
So basically my story started all the way back to when I started school. So the first 8 days of kindergarten, I got called fat. My parents, of course, they went and took care of it. But by the time I was in, I'd say about 4th grade, I was kicked, I was slapped, I was punched, I was pushed up against the wall by a teacher. I was told by a kid back in the day you would have been my slave. Another kid told me that you should be a slave whipped and tied to a tree. This is all in Charlotte, North Carolina, and obviously they're getting it from somewhere. They're not just coming up with these things on their own. So, and the teachers were also like kind of bullying me as well. I moved schools a lot. I think the most I've stayed in one school is probably about 6 years with like the same people. So when I was in 3rd grade, the teachers, like, they would even bully me. Like my teacher, basically told the kids that, well, the kids were calling me annoying, and the teacher was like, well, you are kind of annoying. And I'm like, you don't say that as a teacher. Like, it doesn't work that way. So long story short, my parents, they went out, we did everything we could. We tried to get the school system involved. And that's one thing about me, is that like me and my parents always had like a relationship where like I could just talk about my day, about anything. So they knew everything that was going on, and knew who was involved. We kept track of it. And by the time I was in 4th grade, I was like, I'm just done. So I got homeschooled. And then that's kind of why I started using music as like an outlet, to just kind of like create relatable, music and relatable art that people can, listen to and be like, I went through that, and so that just became my outlet. And I've been a singer, songwriter, anti-bullying advocate, motivational speaker, actress, and pianist, multi-award winner ever since then.
Wow.
Girl.
So what the devil thought for evil, God turned that thing, didn't he?
For sure.
Hey, bye.
For sure.
Yes.
That's an awesome story, and you survived. And I understand your mom is like an activist too.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh. When I tell you my mom is like a mastermind behind, listen, all the stuff that you see that I do, my mom is like the mastermind behind it. She's absolutely amazing.
That is great. That is great. So you have any more questions, Gina?
You know what? I'm always amazed when I hear about these adults doing that, because I can just imagine, what in the world were you doing in the 3rd grade that your teacher felt the need to throw the ball? I mean, not because I think you did anything wrong, but I just need to understand, like, what was going on?
Literally, she said that she was protecting me from vomit, which a child did end up upchucking in the middle of the hallway. However, there was a sign that said that we could not go near it, but we could go around it. So I was going around it, and I was a little late to class because I was trying to get everything, handled, get everything out my desk and different things like that. So I got everything out my desk. I was late, but I was still coming into class. And I just remember being the only student in the hallway. The teachers, I was in between two classes. So the classroom doors were open and the teachers were in there and the students were in there. So I was in between the wall of two classes, and she put me against the wall and was like, "What are you doing? Are you stupid? Are you dumb?" And da 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 da. So I remember just like a flash. Like I just couldn't even. Everything just kind of faded. I was just numb at that point. I didn't know what to do. Yeah.
But you have been dealing with this for a while at that point, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It was bad. It was bad to the point where I actually contemplated suicide at 10.
Wow.
But I didn't tell my parents until like 3 years later because I just felt like people that are kind of like on a pedestal, like, cause I was already starting to get like some notoriety and stuff like that. I kind of felt like people that were on a pedestal already, like they just don't go through those things. So you just don't talk about it. But I finally told my parents about it like 3 years later. And ever since then I was like, I advocate for that as well, because, you should never want to take, the beautiful life that God's given you, over, someone and something that is so temporary.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's pretty much.
Oh, go ahead.
That's pretty much what Jhala Angelique was saying too. Go ahead, Gina.
No, I was going to say, I think that that's really important that you said people on a pedestal don't go through things like that. I think it's important to really point out that a lot of times when you see people in positions of performance or whatever, you don't understand their backstory. And I think that's so important to speak to that, because again, you probably in that moment, it sounds like you felt like you were silenced.
Right.
The fact that you were in front of people like that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's a big thing. Yeah.
But I'm so glad that you found a way to channel all of that pain and that hurt to something that's very productive. And I think that is so important that kids do that. Find that thing that can help you, absorb all of that hurt, if possible. And most importantly, tell somebody. You can't hold it in. Tell somebody, and you never know who'll be able to help you and, speak up for you. Thank you, Chloe, so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. We're going to hear from you again, but we want to now, Gina, cut to some videos. We have videos of Chloe-Olivia, Jada Redmond, and Jada Redmond and Jhala Angelique. We're going to hear from them at this time.
Yes.
Enjoy.
And if I was a little shorter, I would be the pretty girl I really wanna be. And if they thought that I was cooler, and if they thought that I was cuter, then maybe I wouldn't have so many insecurities. But like my mama say, it don't matter what they think, and it don't matter what they say, cause even if you try to change, it's not gonna please them anyway. Be happy with who you are, cause in my eyes you are a star. Don't you let them tell you any different, baby, be yourself. I'm in the hall and I see a boy like I'm getting butterflies inside, cause he just waved at me. He's getting closer, but watch her pass me. It was the girl behind me. Oh, should I known it wasn't me all alone. Maybe if my hair was longer, little shorter, I would be the pretty girl I really wanna be. While holding a bag of candy, without people thinking badly of me, I can't live my life. I wanna live my life. Gotta figure it out. Why do they kill people just like me? In a land where we are supposed to be free, being black is starting to get scary. I wanna live my life. Just let me live my life. Gotta figure it out. Why? Keep asking why. Why? Oh why? Why? I don't wanna live my life. I'm just trying to live my life. Gotta figure it out. Why? Yeah. Why? I'm trying to figure it out. Why? I wanna figure it out.
But God loves ugly. We wanna see the real you. God loves ugly. Don't do what they do. And you don't know how they treat you like you're invisible. But God loves ugly. God loves ugly. Oh, you don't have to be so scared to be the real you. It's like the keep.
Wow. That is absolutely
Listen,
awesome.
the talent is real.
Kudos
The talent
to
is real.
Jada, to Chloe-Olivia, and to Jhala Angelique. Oh my God, amazing. And they wrote those songs, so talented. So that lets you see what pain will do.
Yes,
Pain will
Lord.
produce something that is so beautiful.
That's
Oh
it.
my God.
I'm so proud of them. I'm
Yeah.
proud of them for taking that pain and channeling it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and that's the blessing of that.
Right,
You know,
right.
because it could have gone so many other ways, but see, that's how you know God's hand is on your life.
Yeah. And God knows who to choose, because I've been through some pain, but I ain't never wrote no song now. Can't play a lick. Can't play a lick. I can only make a joyful noise.
That's hallelujah. Hallelujah. You know what? I've been through some pain too. And even though, you know, and God had to really work with me because I have a mean streak. You know, my mean streak will take me into some places that he doesn't condone. And hallelujah, he directed me out of them things.
Well, we thank God for that.
Yes.
We have an expert. We're gonna let Gina Rodgers introduce our expert.
Yes, he is a behavioral interventionist. And basically what he does, he gets in there when he sees those situations going on, he's the expert that they call. So we thank God for him, and we thank God for the fact that he had the time to give us today. His name is Stephen Redmond. Please present yourself to the class.
and he's the father of Jada Redmond.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
We're doing great.
Good. I've been over here listening, and sorry I don't have red. I don't have anything.
Well,
I don't have a red shirt.
Block yourself out there.
But I do,
red in your heart that we see.
yeah, but I do support. I do support what you're doing, because you know you said I'm an expert, but I have seen a lot of bullying, and it's amazing. But to hear these girls talk about the teachers being a part of the bullying, it bothers me, because I've been in education doing this type of work for 23 years, and it hurts me to hear when teachers, they seem like they don't condone what's going on. They just keep like egging it on, and I've kind of seen it firsthand myself, and even in high school myself.
So you deal with the high school population.
Yes, ma'am.
So the population so by the time these kids get to high school, if in fact they start the bullying as early as these girls have gone through it, by the time you see them, they're probably seasoned at it or hardened by it.
Yeah, but it's not. I will say it still happens in high school, but mostly a lot of the kids, they're kind of starting to go their way. What I mean by that, a lot of them are deciding if they want street life, if they want to try to just go to college, if they want to get a job, you know. So they're starting to kind of separate a little bit more in high school. But I will say I saw it more when I worked in the middle school, and it really gets really bad in middle school, because that's that 11 to 13-year-old age that you were talking about. And middle schoolers can be crucial, especially seventh grade. Seventh grade really gets bad. I don't know what it is about seventh grade, but seventh grade really gets bad.
That's around the 12 and 13-year-old age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking back to it. And, I think that's when you really start to move from childhood into quote unquote teenagehood. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's that transitional time that can be so. I know for girls, things start happening that you're really not ready for necessarily.
Right.
And it just can get, and boys, you start looking at boys and different things, and
Mm-hmm.
boys start looking at you, and it just gets kind of crazy in there. So
Right,
yeah.
right.
So
You are right. Go ahead,
No,
Miss
go ahead.
Miss
Go
Neicy.
ahead.
Now I'm just agreeing with Miss Gina.
hmm So how does one start recovering from being bullied? What should they do?
Well, one of the things you got to realize is most bullies look for people who are isolated. If it seems like you're alone and you have no friends, that you have no one to be on your side, a lot of times that's who they target. Or if like some the girls have said, if you have something, they target that. I think Jada said it. They target that strong area. Oh, you can't sing, or because I know at one time somebody told Jada, oh, you think you can sing. And then so Jada, she hears me talk a lot of time because I've been coaching as well. She said, no, you think I can sing. So she kind of threw it back on them, and then they left her alone. But
Right.
a lot of bullies look for isolation. Just like the word of God talks about, the devil wants to use you in your alone moments. When you're alone, he wants to play in your mind. So not saying that the bully is the devil, but they are your
Yes,
at the
he is.
moment they are your enemy. They are your enemy. So that's what enemies do. The enemy is trying to find your weak moment. Even in coaching, when I coach football, we look for the weakness in the team and try to exploit the weakness. And also people got to realize this: what I'm weak at, everybody does not notice, but somebody else notices it and they can exploit it. So they're looking for your strong moments, and they're looking for your weak moments as
Well, you know
well.
what?
They're looking for your strong point and your weak moments. Let me fix that. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, no, you know what? And I wanna go back to what you said about people being your enemy. I think that we have to be real careful when we say that, because again, we're talking about children against children in this
Right.
particular sense. And I don't want to say that a child is necessarily that. I think what it is that because we already know, because as Christians we know that we wrestle against the spiritual situation, the spiritual part of it. And I think what happens is that maybe these kids have been hurt and these situations have been allowed to go on, and then the devil gets in there. But I don't want us to demonize the children.
Right.
Just
Right.
because
Because
they're
hurt
being
people won't.
used.
Yeah, hurt people hurt people. So if I'm hurting, I want you to hurt just like me instead of trying to build up. Because we've taught Jada, if you're hurting, we're not hurting anybody else. We're gonna learn from the experience, and we're gonna build people up based off of my experience. And so, and that's why she's a part of this. That's why Ms. Neicy T decided to do this, because people are learning from the experience, and I want to build you up while you're in your weak moment.
So we just had a comment about most parents don't recognize that their child is being bullied until it's kind of like they're deep into it. How can a parent recognize that out in their child? Is it when they're quiet, or just, staying to themselves, or crying a lot, or what signs?
Well, you have to know your kid, because you have some children or some people, they're not going to be quiet and crying. It could be more anxious. It could be that they start doing more things around the house when they really didn't used to do things around the house. Then you also have those who get depressed. When your child, if your child never snaps back, then the child starts snapping back. Like, why is my child snapping back? Like with Jada. Jada didn't want to go to school. Jada loves school. Jada did good in school. Jada still does good in school. So you got to look at those things, those changes. Those sometimes they are slight changes. They may not be big changes. They could be slight changes. I think sometimes as parents, we get so involved in what we do, we fail to really pay attention to our children. Because we have 4 children, and we always talk to them. We always in communication with, even now. It just might be a short text or a phone conversation. Like my son was going through, and my son, He's 26. I just texted him one day, said, "How you doing? I think I need to send you $20." And he was going through financially, but because we stay in communication, I was able to help him, and I felt that. And so sometimes you got to go off that intuition that you have, that discernment that you have. God put that stuff in us for a reason.
For a reason. True. I have one more question, and then we're gonna let you go. What about those parents who get on their children for not fighting back? You know, they say, if you come home again talking about that person hitting you, I'm gonna beat you myself. What about those parents?
You have to be careful because you have to realize the environment your child is in. Because when I grew up, it was you hit me, you better go hit them back. But all children don't agree with that. Some children are not physically able to be in that position to fight back. Me, honestly, I was very athletic. I could fight back. Not saying I could beat everybody, but you can't put that type of pressure because they could be really scared. A friend of mine, you could be death bone scared to fight back. So, but you got to find ways to help your child without being aggressive, because every child doesn't want to be aggressive.
Right.
Sometimes now we'll joke, Jada, "Oh, you should have did this, you should have did that," after it was over. But I'm not really trying to encourage my child to fight.
Yeah.
Jada really doesn't want to fight. She doesn't want to fight. So you just got to be careful of asking that child to fight, because you may open up something that you cannot handle. Now you may create a monster that is very aggressive and always want to try to intimidate people because, oh, I fought back. I like the way that feels. So now, since I got bullied, I think I want to bully. And so, and that happens. And so you just got to be careful. Just find ways, try to get with, maybe some of the other kids' parent, talk to them. Like when Jada's situation, because I was a district employee, even though it's, I didn't work at their school, it kind of helped because I was subtle with it. Jada talked about da 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 da, and then we was able to come at it. But then also, let me throw this in. I taught Jada and my other children about chain of command. If you're not getting what you need from the teacher, I go to the assistant principal. If I don't get what I need from the assistant principal, I go to the principal. If I don't get what I need from it, then you go the chain of command. But you do this as well. You document your communication, and it is so easy now to document. You can go on that school website, copy and paste that email, paste that email, send an email, and then you can go from there. And then when you don't get what you want, you forward what you sent to the next place. So it's too easy now without being very aggressive, and watch your tone when you type out that email. So I know you're anxious and you want your child to be safe, but you have to be careful, because that's the way we have to do it. That's the way we should do it. And we have to try to be proactive instead of reactive, and calm our nerves when we're dealing with our children, because we love our children.
Yes. Yeah. Watch your tone. I like that.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking about my tone. I get real crazy in my tone.
Yeah.
But, and honestly, let me tell you something. That is such a blessing what you do, because I don't even know that all school districts have those behavior like that. The behavior interventionalists like that. So we appreciate that. Number one. How can people get in contact with you if they need to ask you questions? Because I'm sure some parents will have questions from you.
Okay, I'm on social media. On Facebook, I am Stephen D. Redmond, STEPHEN D. Redmond. I'm on Instagram, 4Red Music, the number 4 and Red Music. That's all together. And then you can reach me also at 4redmusic@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to get me. So if you have any questions on how to stop bullying and combat bullying, just let me know, and hopefully we'll be writing some stuff out so that parents can get it in their hand, and so that we can help impact the world in dealing with this bullying, because it can be brutal. It can be very brutal, and all these kids that have killed themselves in the past, and then even these poor teachers. Some of these teachers got some problems of not ending this stuff. So
Mhm.
you don't have to do it yourself. If you're a teacher on here, you don't have to do it yourself, but just get your administrator so that y'all can end this stuff. Because every school does not have a behavior interventionist. I will say that, because every school in my district does not, and we have the largest school district in the state of South Carolina. So, but every school does not have one. Every school does need somebody like that so that they can kind of be mobile and get to places and see what's going on and all that stuff. So.
Right.
Yes,
Well, I
ma'am.
tell you what, we definitely appreciate your time, and we thank you so
Yes.
much for what you are doing for the children, for your school district, and really and truly for the kingdom and for the
Right.
world. So we
Right.
thank you. And like I said, we definitely want you to, join us next time we do something like this, because your input is very valuable.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Yes, we
I'm loving
appreciate
having
you.
this relationship with you,
Yes.
and how we can help impact this world and make the world a better place.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
God bless you. And you know what? He do have his red on because his name is Redmond. So
Yeah,
anyway,
right. He don't have
get
to
a pass
wear
for
it.
that. He get a
He don't
pass
have
for
to
that.
wear it. He got that.
He got it. Yes.
Mhm.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. It's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful experience. And we want you all to join us the next time as we continue this conversation in other episodes. I would like to just take time out and just thank all of you, our viewers, for watching us, and those who will be watching later. I would like to thank our production manager. That is Cynthia Williamson. We call her Google. I would like to thank our producer, LaShawn Janice. I would like to thank our team, NTKB team, Cynthia, Latanya, Lillian, Miko, LaShawn, Kristen, Mike, and Thaddeus. I got to thank you, my co-host, Gina Rodgers. Girl, I love you.
Well, I love you too. And you know what? And I love the fact that you walk in this vision that God gave you, because
Yeah.
you know what? These are conversations that I know for a fact I needed to hear as a child, or at least have somebody in my circle or the adults in my circle hear this conversation, because those things happen. And if I appreciate the whole thing, and I'm so happy that these girls are out there sharing
Yes,
their story, because again, that isolation will kill you every time.
absolutely.
Necessary. So yay, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. I'm
Absolutely.
deeply humbled and honored for this.
Absolutely. We got to do this again. We'd like to thank our champions, Jhala Angelique, Jada Redmond, Chloe-Olivia, who's still backstage. Bring her up, Chloe. Thank you so much for your contribution. And Jayla is still backstage. Bring her up.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. You all are so powerful women. What you shared with us today will never be forgotten.
Yes.
Paris J, we thank her as well. And we want you all to log on to neicy.com to find out what we're doing, how we're doing it. In December, we're going to bring our showcase back. We have some phenomenal artists that's going to perform, and we're going to be doing something all year. So just make sure you log on to neicy.com. All right.
Don't
Sunday.
forget our anti-bullying worksheet. Don't forget that.
Yes. Please download that worksheet. Worksheet. Fill it out and see if you can help somebody. Maybe their family need it. Maybe you all can use it as a family project. Do that today. It is so very important. All right. You have anything to say, Chloe?
Nah, just thank you so much for having me here, and Jayla and Jada and Paris J. It was absolutely an amazing episode. I know the rest are going to be amazing as well.
Yes.
And just look for all the things that me and these other girls are doing, because it's a lot in the works, y'all.
Yeah. All right. Now tell us how to get in touch with you.
My Instagram and Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it Jayla?
No, you, Chloe.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. My Instagram and Twitter is at the Chloe-Olivia. That's at TheChloeOlivia. And my Facebook is just Chloe-Olivia Gloston with the hyphen in between the first two names.
All right. Jayla? How do we get in touch with you?
All right. JHALA JHALA Angelique, 2 words, sorry. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, girls, so much for joining us. And also, if you're going through whatever they have gone through or experiencing something similar, Don't forget to tell somebody. That's all we can say. Tell somebody. We're going to close out now with Paris J's video. Download it today. Love y'all. Thank you so much. God bless.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Careful.
Your hair's really ugly today. Try to snatch it later. And that's on period.
Period. Alright, what's going on here?
Check it.
Excuse you?
Check it. Agree.
Hit the door. The only thing that's on period is this classroom. Anyway, today's book assignment is going to be. Alright, make sure you work.
Shine. I keep moving like I want to, do what I wanna do. Me and my girls to the left and right. Yeah, you keep talking, we gon' be alright. Yeah, we gon' be alright. If you real, keep it real. Say yeah, yeah. If you real, keep it real. Say yeah, yeah. Oh, nah, nah.
I would never lie, that's so immature. I would never lie. I got her back on God, even in the storm. Got her back for God. Love and loyalty, that would never die. That would never die. One car, I'll pull up like an exercise. Right. I'll switch sides, I'm the same one. I'm all 100, I ain't changed once. Made one from the day one. I'ma stay down till we come up. Right. Look, if you down for me, down for me. When I win, you win. You can get this bag with me.
Are you down? Are you down for me? Are you down? Are you down for me? When you pull up, will you ride? Ride for me. Ride for me. Fake friends, they come and go. Real friends, they never fold. I need a friend that gives me loyalty. Are you down for me? Are you down for me?
Hey guys, we need to stop fighting, okay? Yeah, sure.